Okay, so now we've got all the clothes back in here, and I keep the vest out, not in the stuff sack, just as an extra layer that's quick and easy access. This is also what I've put together here is if I'm hiking on a nice day where I'm starting off in just board shorts and a hiking t-shirt. So then in this little stuff sack we've got my rain gear. I've got an Arc'teryx hard shell jacket, which I got last year, which is great for both a winter jacket and a summer jacket. It's rain jacket. It's really good in the snow as well as in the rain. Pretty good. I picked it up for about $250 last year. I got it for my birthday. Pretty nice jacket. I highly recommend their shells. They double. You know, you don't need to go and get a rain jacket and a snowboard jacket. You can just get a good hard shell and just layer up, and it's, I think, much better option than having two different jackets. Then I've got some Guys flats. They're like my camp shoes. Basically, I take my hiking boots off at the end of the day and let my boots dry out from sweat, or if they got wet in the process of hiking to camp. Have these just to throw on. Have a nice dry pair of shoes. It's and you can beat them up. They're really thin. I can stuff them into pretty much anywhere in my bag, and it's just a nice extra for enjoying camp life. Also, water shoes are another option that is pretty good, and you can also wear them in the water of any of the mountain lakes and won't scratch up your feet getting in and out. Alright, so next we'll move down here to water. So first off, we'll start with my bladder. I bring a Platypus 3-liter bladder. I originally got this for me and my girlfriend while we're hiking, which I would fill the whole thing with 3 liters. Usually when I'm hiking I'll fill it up to about 1.5 to 2 liters, and then I will pump water and use my filtration system up at camp to get more water later. If that's not the case, then I'll bring obviously the full thing and just lug it up. Next I've got my Fish Nalgene. I use this to mix any juices or Gatorade or anything like that. I like to keep my juice and any juice or no pop or anything like that in my water bottles or water bag. It's you just can't get that taste out, and it's nice to have just fresh, clean water when you're hiking. And then I've got just a little water cup, which I picked up from Mech for about $2.50. I just keep it clipped on the back of my pack, and it's just nice to have a quick, easy access cup that I can make some, cold tea or mix some juice crystals or something like that, and have just to sit down and rest. And also my kitchen kit has a cup and a bowl, but which I use for coffee and cereal and stuff like that in the morning. But there's something about this, especially if I'm going to bring some wine or mixing some drinks or anything like that. I like having the handle. So next year, I don't really need it, but it's not much weight to add into the pack, and it goes on the outside, so it doesn't take up any space. Then I've got my MSR 10-liter bag here. I had to pick up this extra mouth nozzle. The one it comes with is just deathly slow, so I picked this up for about $5, and it did a world of difference. This hooks up to my MSR pump, water filtration pump, and I use that at camp. Usually, you should always check what the water conditions are at campsites before you go. You should know if you can get water at your campsites and how dirty the water is. Usually, most parks will tell you if you need to boil water or use drops. Usually the water filter will do the trick, but sometimes some streams are contaminated for whatever reason, and you need to either boil. I'd like to boil is my second option, and then use the water pump from the boiled water. And then my last option is that I also have water drops, but I don't really like, they give a little bit of a funky taste even if you do use the right proportions, and I'd rather not use that, but I do have them just in case. So it's a really good purchase. Definitely is a lot easier than just bringing a whole bunch of water around with you. So next we'll move into the kitchen side of things. Let's start off with the small kitchen bag. I've got one of these little first aid kits which I've turned into my kitchen, and let's just see what's in there. So this is the kitchen bag. Let's start off at the top here. We've got the MSR pump instructions. This has troubleshooting and any maintenance guides in there, so it's a really good thing to bring along. And you can just shove it in. It's seen a lot of action. Obviously it's pretty wet and warped, but you can still get the info out of it. Next I bring a kitchen knife with my little homemade sheath of just some cardboard and duct tape. Then we've got the cleaning supplies. We've got a little container here of soap and a little scrubby. Usually with my pot kit, I can, if you're good to the pot kit and don't burn anything, you can usually just wipe it with your hand, but I do have the scrubby just in case, as well as a bandana which I can use as well for washing. Then I've got a couple tea bags and some rehydration crystals in there. Just a nice little luxury to have on the trip. Then we've got sports. I have 3, one for both me and my girlfriend, and an extra in case we lose one, or we'd like to share some food with someone else. They're pretty neat. They've got both a spoon, a fork, and a little serrated edge there for cutting anything. I haven't actually used the edge for anything yet. I don't know how good it would be for cutting meat or anything like that, but anyway, nevertheless, they're a really good product. Next we've got a little serving spoon which extends out. It's got some lines on the side here for measuring, and you can also use it if you have anything extra, you can put some stuff under here like a lighter or any extra spices that you might be bringing on the trip. They can just store in there. Next we've got a little folding spatula. I always would forget a spatula on my early camping trips and ended up making one multiple times out of a piece of wood for grilled cheese. So finally went out and got a little folded one. Not that expensive. Next we've got a little cheese grater. We've got a whisk for eggs and mixing any drinks. And this little guy is a little can opener. Pretty handy. And then we've got I've got a little pepper mill here. I've got to have my pepper. Then we've got a little salt shaker, and then another compartment which, depending on the meals I'm going to bring, I could put curry powder or any other kind of spice. Then we've got some oil. Always good thing to look through your meals and make sure that you're going to be bringing enough oil to cook everything. Then we've got the water purification drops as well as the instructions. Always a good thing to know the proper instructions for this stuff. It can taste really yucky if you put too much in. And then of course we've got a lighter, and this all goes back into this bag. So let's do that now.